A stadium hot dog costs roughly 30 cents in ingredients to make. You pay about $6 for it. That 20 times markup sounds like the scam, but it's not even close to the most profitable part of what's happening at that stand. The company selling it to you almost certainly isn't the team you're cheering for, and the real money isn't in the markup at all. It's sitting inside a contract you've never seen, signed years before you ever bought a ticket. Let's start with what fans actually notice. Fountain soda costs a stadium pennies per ounce, syrup, and a cup. That's it. It sells for $6 or $7. Draft beer runs roughly 50 cents to $1 in poor cost per cup. It sells for $8 to $14, sometimes more at premium venues. Sports business reporters have been writing about these markups for years. Every year, the Fan Cost Index tracks these prices sport by sport, and the trend tends to move in one direction, up, often outpacing general inflation. A hot dog costing 30 cents and selling for $6. A beer costing under $1 and selling for 10 or more. On paper, that looks like pure, simple greed. But here's the twist almost nobody stops to ask about. Fans assume the team is the one gouging them. But in most stadiums, the team isn't even the one setting these prices, and it's often not the team collecting most of that markup either. The visible markup is real. It's just the wrong place to look if you want to understand the actual business. Most stadium concessions aren't run by the team at all. They're run by third-party concessionaire companies under long-term exclusive contracts. Levy Restaurants, founded in Chicago in 1978 and now owned by the UK's Compass Group, runs food and beverage at dozens of MLB, NFL, and NBA venues. Delaware North, founded in 1915 and still family-owned by the Jacobs family, is one of the largest sports concessionaires in North America. Aramark runs concessions at dozens more. Think about that for a second. A stadium outsources one of its highest-margin businesses the same way it outsources cleaning or security, except this outsourced function is often more profitable per square foot than anything else happening in that building that day. So why would a team hand over one of its best businesses to an outside company instead of running the concession stands itself? The answer isn't laziness. It's a trade, risk transfer and operating scale, in exchange for a guaranteed cut every single game, win or lose. These arrangements run on exclusivity contracts most fans never think about. Pouring rights deals like a stadium into one beverage company, every fountain, every vending machine, every suite for 10 years or more, often worth tens of millions once you add up cash, product, and marketing support. Concessionaire contracts themselves typically run 10 to 20 years, structured less like a vendor agreement and more like a franchise license. A losing season barely dents this revenue. Attendance might dip, but per-person spending and contract minimums cushion the blow. This is fundamentally a real estate and contract business wearing a sports jersey, not a sports business. That's worth saying plainly, because it changes how you should think about every stadium you've ever walked into. Picture 2 seasons for the same team, one deep playoff run, one last-place finish. Ticket revenue swings wildly between them. Concession revenue barely moves, because the contract was never really tied to how the team performs on the field. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. The reason teams tolerate handing this business to an outside company at all. It comes down to one rule buried in how league revenue actually gets shared. In leagues like the NFL, national television money is split almost equally among all 32 teams, big market or small. Historically, roughly a third of ticket gate receipts also went to the visiting team under league revenue-sharing rules, a practice largely phased out since the early 2000s. But concessions, parking, and premium suite income, that money has long been classified as local revenue. It stays with the home team. That single distinction explains a real building boom. Starting in the 1990s and accelerating through the 2000s, franchises poured money into premium clubs, luxury suites, and high-end concessions. because this was one revenue stream owners never had to split with the rest of the league. So teams don't just tolerate concession deals. They're financially incentivized to maximize them, precisely because it's one pot of money that's largely theirs to keep. The exclusivity contracts, the markups, none of it is random greed. It's a rational response to how league economics are actually structured. So here's how the money generally splits. The concessionaire pays the team or venue a commission, a percentage of gross concession sales, often on top of a guaranteed minimum payment, regardless of how many people show up. In exchange, the concessionaire absorbs the operational risk, labor, spoilage, and staffing thousands of part-time workers on game day. Because the ingredient cost on that food and drink is so low relative to the price, even after paying the team's cut, concessionaires can still run this as a profitable operation. Industry estimates put typical margins somewhere in the 20 to 30% range, though exact figures vary widely by contract and venue. The profit isn't really coming from any single game. It's coming from running this model across dozens of venues at once. So the 20 times markup on that hot dog isn't the business. It's the fuel. The real business is the exclusive, multi-year, largely non-shared revenue contract sitting behind it, split between a company you've probably never heard of, and a team that doesn't have to share most of that money with the rest of the league. This exact structure shows up far beyond sports. Airports lease exclusive food and retail concessions the same way. Casinos do it. Concert venues do it. Anytime you physically cannot leave a building to get a better price, there's a good chance someone signed a long-term exclusivity contract to make that true. None of this is illegal. It's not even hidden exactly, it's just rarely explained. It's a captive audience business model, and once you notice it in a stadium, you start seeing it everywhere people have no other option but to buy. So the next time you see fans eating in the parking lot before a game, here's what's actually happening. They're not just dodging a markup, they're opting out of a multi-year exclusivity contract for that one meal. It's less about stinginess and more about understanding what that $6 hot dog is really funding. This has been a breakdown of the business behind the business, educational commentary, not financial advice, just how the money actually moves. If this changed how you think about that $6 hot dog, subscribe. There's a new breakdown every week.